bro, our first topic today, our first discussion today is about
Yeah.
electric vehicles and its prevalence right now in Nigeria and Africa,
Mm.
basically. Everywhere you go to, electric vehicles, electric vehicles. Everyone
Yeah.
is buying an electric vehicle. Now, the
Mm.
question remains, are we primed? Are we in a position where the use of electric vehicle is convenient and makes sense for us and our environment, so to speak? What do you think, bro?
Mm. I think as someone who has who understands the power problem in Nigeria, first of all, it seems to be just unnecessary.
Mm,
Considering the power problem in Nigeria, it seems to be an unnecessary buy. You understand?
yeah,
If we're going to prioritize, what we need power for, first of all, let's power our house first, so we'll think of vehicle. You understand?
yeah.
So, you get that. But people still have money, definitely. So people will still power down to buy. I know for like cars like Tesla and the rest, like the Cybertruck now. Trust me, beyond trying to be green, it's also like a status symbol. Some people want to have it just to say that they have it. I can bet you that so far it's in Nigeria, like a couple of people who have Teslas and who have to power that Tesla one way or the other through that with their generator, with their diesel generator in their houses.
Mm.
I can guarantee that in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, maybe not, but in
I know.
Nigeria,
Does it actually work? I
definitely.
haven't actually thought of it. Or is it possible to charge a Tesla with your generator?
If
Yeah,
you charge,
it
if you
should
send
work.
power to your house, you send power to your house. You just plug in your if you have the correct
Yeah, yeah,
outlets,
yeah. It should
you
actually
just plug
work
in your
because
yeah.
abroad you see them using this Tesla power box. That's those long
Yeah,
power box, and those things are from
yeah,
this on solar. So definitely
yeah.
that can work. We have the generators are even more powerful than those things. So definitely
Exactly,
it should be able
exactly.
to work.
So,
Yeah.
for the case of Cybertruck, I would say, okay, first thing first, it's a thing of status symbol. Who else want to belong? Okay, I have a Cybertruck. That's number one. For the others, the other smaller vehicles we have, and honestly, I've not really seen an average Nigerian. When I mean average Nigerian, I mean someone who's not like a celebrity using any of those electric vehicles. Most people will see using it and people that are like, people in showbiz, in entertainment, they're trying to pass a message to, just to, so yeah. So for me, the time I heard about electric vehicles and I was happy was when I heard that, okay, I think some state governments were trying to implement it for the shuttle services, the buses. I was so happy because I knew that, okay, these buses, they had the entire roof of the bus, they had the solar panel. So it was it was necessary for that because those buses, the reason for transport fare being very high is because of cost of fuel. So if you could power those buses with an alternative cheap power source of power or source of energy, then it could probably lower the source of transportation. I don't know if you understand the dynamics I'm talking about
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. I
Therefore,
get where you're
therefore,
coming from.
private use, I think the people still using those electric vehicles in Nigeria, the people who have money, the people who can afford to have, they have a Land Cruiser, they have a G-Wagon in the same house. They just have the Cybertruck or the electric vehicle by the side. So to flex once in a while, just to say, okay, I get the electric vehicle. Yeah, that's like my own point of view. I don't know.
Yeah,
How do
yeah,
you
I
see it?
get
Like,
you. Another thing, when we were talking about this, I did like a light research, and funny
okay.
enough, the research supports it feels like it's economical to actually have the electric vehicle over buying fuel. I think
Hmm.
I saw that the to get the electric vehicle, you were almost I think you were spending it was almost 60 or 50% more um um efficient, that's financially efficient to
Yeah.
have the electric vehicle full charge than to
Hmm.
have, say, a Toyota Corolla. Because I did the analysis with a Toyota Corolla, which is a
With the
basic
current with the current
car,
cost of fuel in Nigeria, I
with the current
guess.
cost of fuel, with the NMPC rate. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I saw that using the Tesla, you will
Mm.
save almost 50%. You will have a 50% reduction in cost as opposed to
Yeah.
using the a
For a
generator,
diesel vehicle. Yeah.
a car that uses fuel. So
Yeah.
but the biggest problem there is where is this where like okay see the problem with this analysis now. I did the analysis with say with NEPA
Mm.
and using band A because let us assume that everyone who is able to
Everybody's
get
band
this
A.
is staying in band
Yeah.
A. So I was using the
Yeah.
band A rate. So band A
Mm.
rate is cheaper for you with using band A rate to have a Tesla and charge
Mm.
it full. I think the
Mm.
cost of that was about 18,000 naira, 18 to 20,000 naira. But to fuel your tank, full tank, that is far, far much more than that. I can't
Obviously.
honestly I've
Yeah.
forgotten the exact figure. But
Yeah.
18,000 naira and as opposed to that. So you see the difference. So
Yeah.
and the Tesla's range is about 348 kilometers. Let's say 350 kilometers.
Yeah.
And the Toyota Corolla full tank is also giving you about 350 kilometers. So you are
And if
saving more,
yeah, and if we're saying
more. You are
18K, if we're saying
yeah
18K to power the Tesla, and price of fuel is around 1,000 naira per liter, right?
about 890, 900. Yeah,
So
depending on
which means
your
you're getting about
location.
at most 20, 21 liters, which obviously will not fill the tank of the Corolla.
No,
So
it won't. It won't take you
yeah,
to where you're going to. So that is
yeah.
those are some of these things. But now the other question is to even get the solar installed is a huge undertaking. To have
Yeah.
okay now if you have electricity, fine. But we know
Mm.
that electricity is not constant. So with a
Yeah.
system like this, you now have to have like your own solar installation, your own
Mm.
power generating facility, which is your solar
Mm.
panels, your inverters,
Mm.
your
Yeah.
batteries. Something like that will cost you, set you back 15 million, 16 million naira. So,
Yeah.
but it now depends on you, the way the pros and cons. If you know you have constant light and you have a Tesla, you can always charge it for 18K. That's basically like fueling a Tesla and it takes it to wherever you want to go to. It makes
Yeah.
sense. But if you know
Yeah.
you don't have constant light, then you have to now generate your own power. So generating power that will be enough to sustain your home and charge your Tesla will be costing you almost 15 to 20 million. So you
Yeah.
look at it and over time, what does it pay itself? Does it
Yeah.
make any sense? So those are some of the
Uh,
considerations.
I agree.
But
I agree
I
with. I agree
personally
with you,
don't think
actually.
we are at the stage where using an electric vehicle constantly in Nigeria is makes a lot of sense. I think one of the
Mm-hmm.
places where I have seen it that makes sense is things like electric bikes. If you go to
Yeah.
the southeast, if you go to places like Aba,
Mm.
Nnewi, or some of these places,
Mm.
it's even in Lagos too, you see
Yeah.
people using these electric bikes, scooters, and
The
stuff
scooter.
going
Yeah.
all over the place. They say they
Yeah.
go home, they charge it and use it, and it takes them around town throughout the day. Like a lot of the guys in
Yeah.
the market use it. So I think that's where
You
it's very efficient. But
yeah.
apart from that, I
The,
don't think the size of Tesla, the price of
uh,
admission is enough for most people.
yeah.
That's how I
It's.
see
I
it.
think those cars are actually expensive. I think for the electric bikes, I know. I know that it's. I saw a lot of them in Kosovo, in Benin Republic. Electric bikes, even like kind of running like a. People. You have to go and swap the batteries and all that's fine working for them.
Yes.
I think I enjoy the fact that it's being used for. I think for public transportation, I will. If it's going to help, since I assume that the system is built. I think okay. Let me come at it. Let me approach it from this angle now. If the system, the structure is built to handle the daily needs of these vehicles, fine. Like we have in some countries where we have constant power supply. Government has already provided a structure. So you have no need to go and build your own structure, to go and generate your own power physically. You have no
Mm,
need. You can always depend. You know that anywhere you get to, at least probably in the next, if you drive 400 kilometers this way, east, west, north, or south, there's power steady waiting for you. So it's already sustainable. You understand? You know that, okay, it's worth putting money into it. But look at, you just quoted about 50 million naira needed to create a structure before buying the vehicle, which obviously will not be,
mm,
less than 30, $40,000, which should run you about 40, 50 million naira. You understand? So you see, so eventually you're spending almost 100 million naira for just to create a structure and get a vehicle, and you're preaching about green energy and there's no second value right now. Obviously,
no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
because it's a new market. So I will enjoy it for, like, I think, like I said, I'm very impressed if government or institutions can use it for like public transportation. If they can swap all the buses, those shuttle buses that carry people from Aja to Ekpe, or to Lekki, or the ones that move people from, let's say, from Ogui Junction in Enugu, all through to maybe to New Layout, something like, no, if public buses can depend on solar energy or green energy, or
Mm,
so which means they will depend less on on petrol. So the price of petrol will basically not affect them. Then they can drop down their prices because they're spending less money. You understand? And then if it costs if it's costing you 18,000 naira compared to 50,000 naira to full your tank every day, come on, you can't charge the same amount now. You understand? So yeah, I
Yeah.
wish I wish our government can basically just implement it in the public sector much more than let's leave people who are buying Cybertruck. They have money already. They
That's
have money
that's
already.
that's that's a good point, and I think you've hit the nail on the head. So we'll just leave it at that because
Yeah.
we you've hit the nail on the head. If
Mm.
it is used reasonably in the sense of using it for public transport and using it in a way that
Yeah.
is relevant for public use, where the government can
Yeah.
subsidize or can and subsume some of the heavy price of admission, which is the solar installation plants and all those power generation
Mm.
facilities and all those things that is needed to charge and facilitate the vehicles, then it makes
Yeah.
sense. But for individuals, with the current structure we
Mm.
have in Nigeria now, it is a bit
Yeah.
difficult.
Yeah.
That
True.
makes a lot
True.
of
I
sense.
agree. Yeah.
So